Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be talking about massive news of Quant's potential partnership with Barclays and what this could mean for CBDC developments around the world. So before we talk about the main story today, I'd like to show you a clip which features the Quant CEO Gilbert Verdian going into detail and providing insights in regards to how CBDC will become imperatively more important for years to come and how this will impact Quant.
Exciting for this side whilst we were at 2019 is top of mind. Everyone is talking about CBDCs and digital assets. Not many years ago, it was only 3 years ago that they just didn't do that. And that work we're actually doing with large banks, central banks, and really testing, instead of just talking about it, testing CBDCs.
So as detailed by Verdian, CBDCs will become increasingly more important for financial infrastructure around the world. So the views provided by Gilbert Verdian was echoed and provided further insights by Barclays, where Barclays actually created a diagram which illustrates to the importance of API gateways and how API gateways will become essential, especially when CBDCs are rolled out and when CBDCs need to interact and integrate with legacy banking infrastructure. And this is all compounded with the article provided by Barclays also highlighting to how interoperability will become increasingly more important, and thus APIs will be required to be integrated into the financial system. And the article also highlighted to how a number of financial bodies around the world are actually working in conjunction with Barclays and other financial bodies around the world in regards to developments involving CBDCs, where one example as provided by Barclays is the Bank of England. So with the article providing insights in regards to the imperative importance of interoperability, coupled with this diagram here illustrating to the necessity and the need for API gateways to connect legacy banking infrastructure and future CBDC networks, this factor all points to potentially the utility of Quant. Quant, most notably, its overledger ODAP offering, where overledger is currently the only innovation on the marketplace that can provide interoperability between DLTs and legacy protocols. So what does this all mean? So this could mean that overledger could be the option of choice in providing API gateways between CBDCs and legacy banking systems and services. So with potentially overledger being integrated into financial developments, this could see the wide-scale utility of Quant's offerings, and this only spells good news for Quant potentially, as if an individual or an organization, well, most likely if a central bank in this example chooses to leverage overledger into their use cases, the central bank would have to purchase a license in the form of QNT to gain access to overledger, and this is coupled with QNT also acting as a means of liquidity, especially when transactions are authorized and datasets are passed between overledger to a differing network. So this indicates the dual case utility surrounding the QNT cryptocurrency. But again, time will tell in regards to whether overledger will be at the center of API gateways for years to come and whether it will become integral in CBDC infrastructure. So another development I'd like to talk about is how Quant is working alongside, again, Barclays and the Digital Pound Foundation. So Quant already has a direct affiliation with Barclays in regards to providing insights and further developments involving CBDCs, where in this example the Digital Pound Foundation is a private organisation which is primarily centred around providing insights and developments involving CBDCs, and the organisation is set to provide and put forward their findings to the Bank of England so that the Bank of England have further insights to improve their very own CBDC protocols and developments. So this is an indication that Quant is indirectly working in regards to developments involving CBDCs and how these developments and findings could impact the wider financial sphere within the UK, especially in regards to a UK CBDC. So again, this is a list of individuals involved in the protocol, including Quant's Gilbert Verdian and Jeremy O'Brien of Barclays. So again, this is a nice illustration of some of the DLT organizations and fintech organizations which are working alongside the Digital Pound Foundation surrounding CBDC development. So we've got the likes of Ripple, Quant, Electroneum, Avalanche. So these are the main big four players within the DLT realm which are working with the Digital Pound Foundation. So very exciting, and it adds to a growing list of highly esteemed organizations which have a direct affiliation with Quant. So also I'd like to bring to your attention a tweet I came across provided by Crypto Reviewing, where the Twitter page actually provided a bit more insights of the organizations, the esteemed organizations Quant has a direct affiliation with, where the tweet highlighted to how Quant is actually collaborating with a bank for international settlements and also working in regards to CBDC implementation around the world. And Quant is also working with the likes of the Bank of Canada, Barclays, MasterCard and Amazon. So a number of organizations and financial bodies are working with Quant. So this only spells good news, and it indicates how Quant is only one of few organizations which have a list of highly esteemed organizations and bodies working alongside Quant for a number of initiatives, in this case CBDC developments and protocols. So very exciting. So as well as Quant's direct affiliation with some of the largest financial bodies in the world, including Barclays and the Digital Pound Foundation in the UK, the Quant team have actually highlighted to the number of organizations which have a direct affiliation with Quant. And as we look at the following partners, there's so many huge organizations which are directly affiliated with Quant, including AstraZeneca, HSBC, Johnson & Johnson and Pfizer, as well as MasterCard. So there's a number of different organizations from different industries which have an affiliation with Quant, and this spells good news for Quant, as Quant's use cases isn't limited to a single industry. So this means that the likes of Quant network could be implemented and utilized across the world for different use cases and reasons. So this spells good news for Quant as a whole, as the broad-scale utility of Quant by a number of different organizations and industries as a whole will mean that there will be increases in the overall utility surrounding Quant, and the use cases surrounding Quant won't be limited. So all of these factors mean and will eventually lead to Quant being the go-to option for a number of use cases, especially surrounding interoperability within all of these industries and by the mentioned organizations. And so very exciting news for Quant, and it goes to show how exciting and how extensive Quant's use cases are. So as well as Quant's direct affiliation with the mentioned organizations, I know I speak about this quite often, but Quant is at the center of so many other initiatives, especially within the financial sphere, where Quant has actually collaborated with the Bank for International Settlement in view of improving and enhancing API gateways in view of the rolling out of future CBDCs. So as I mentioned in the start of the video, API gateways will become increasingly more important, especially when CBDCs will have to have some degree of interoperability with legacy infrastructure, where the need for interoperability between CBDCs and legacy infrastructure will mean that there will be an increasing necessity for an innovation to allow this action and procedure to emerge. And again, with Quant's direct affiliation with a Bank for International Settlement, arguably the most significant financial body in the world, this could spell good news for Quant and could mean that Quant could be at the centre of CBDC developments for years to come. But again, time will tell, and it'll be interesting to see when CBDCs are rolled out and how CBDC networks and platforms interact and interoperate with legacy systems. So very exciting, and time will tell. What are your thoughts on Quant? Do you think financial bodies will use Quant? Let us know your views in the comments below. Thank you for watching, Crypto Clan. Don't forget to like, subscribe and click on the notification bell. Let us know your views in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.